Okay, game 2, and you know, finally a little bit of soda popper action. Really fun to see, and I think we're going to see that teams are a little bit more responsible now, not go straight for straight caps anymore.
Yeah, that was a very impressive final cap there. Pretty much taking advantage of the soda popper for all it was worth. Not sure whether or not the sort of jump down on the bottom boardwalk, sort of out and around the pillars, was intentional, but it was impressive all the same. And then the final jump up into the higher level balcony into the intel room was really good to see as well. I mean, that couldn't have asked for a quicker cap, to be honest.
Oh, that irony. One scout goes in to get the intel, the other one, takes him down. Rabbit collie there, really trying to find a way out. Oh dear. Died on a fence. That's not very accessible intel right there. Red team's now got to literally try and jump down onto that. That's a tricky one to get to. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's pretty easy. It's for Twipley.
And managed to, I think, confuse Miasmic quite a lot there. I don't think he realised what was going on, and that could be... Oh, God. There we go.
Conviboon's got a job and a half. Oh, jeez, man. Blue team is really trying right now. Yeah, they realised the other red entrance down there. They've got to be careful on both sides. I mean, blue team is really trying to hold right now. Oh, and there's a cap going there. Okay, blue team is in the driving seat. It's looking good. They're holding their intel. Oh, stolen. Oh boy, they are not letting red take this way.
Thing is now though, it's just getting closer and closer and closer, and I mean, they are they are in red spawn. They are going to have a very hard time to hold it for much longer, I think. That said though, Froggy and who is it, Placebo, coming in, pretty much mopping up everybody who was there to try and defend, and Conviboon as well now.
No, that's gone. Someone just rocket jumped away. No, I'm done here. And then they found out the rest of blue team is still, just besieging them. Oh, wow. The benefits of attacking straight away, and there goes that Uber. Chuck Steak there. Oh, wait, what did I run into? I immediately regret my decision. Froggy making a run for it. Oh, gee. I don't know what it is today, but these caps are not being let go. They really are. I've never seen a dogged defending from both teams. They are really trying to keep, their intel away from the other one. Blue team pretty much held it all the way towards red spawn.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone now, but that was some really excellent work. I mean, Tasu pretty much doing all the work for his team there. Teleporter finally goes down to Gurkex, but yeah, that was some excellent engineer work in general, and also some good supporting work. I'm not sure who the demo man was who was helping him out. May well have been both of them, but it was really nicely done either way.
That red team managed to hold that bit of intel though. Zongy Villa there thinking about trying to break into there, but nope. They just managed to get back to its place. 1-1 though, so the game is taking a bit of a time, a bit of a while. I have to say though, I think it's one of those maps that actually does a really nice job of catering to all the classes. I don't think any class here feels restrained whatsoever. Maybe the spy's got a little bit of a job to do because it's a bit cramped. But overall, I think it's a good map for all I think even snipers have a lovely time in this map, but they don't have access to the entire thing. It's quite nice.
Yeah, and I mean, as well as that, soldiers and Demoman have a little bit of a harder time taking dominance. I mean, in fairness, they do have a very nice area in the centre for rocket jumping and stuff like that, but there's a lot of cramped areas as well, and a lot of raised areas, which this is probably one of the maps with the most sort of up and downy parts, especially sort of considering a lot of like the soldier work I've seen so far has been pretty much flounced by the fact that they are on lower ground than another player, and they've got no feet to shoot at all. And as well as that, I've seen some really good short circuit work going on. I'm not sure the NGs in question who are using it, but there was some really good work last game. Pretty much taking down, I believe it was Oki last time round, getting pretty much shut down by just a single short circuit NG.
Oh, there's one right now. I think a Scarboxio. Really trying to hold this thing up and running, you know. But yeah, you know, I really am trying to promote the short circuit, break, you know, soldier and Demoman dominance of the game, and then alternatively bring heavies to the forward orders. Say one thing though, Scarboxio's, you know, sentry that is really holding the front door. Well, saying that though, blue team had to really fight their way in there. It took excessive casualties though. It does seem as if red's being a bit more besieged than blue at this rate, to be fair. Blue have, you know, kind of got their hustle on and really now, you know, getting in and around all of red team.
Yeah, I mean, they've pretty much been, at least in regards to the sort of main area, they have managed to be on the bridge pretty much the entire game, where red have struggled to get through the bridge. Although when they have managed to get through, I think red have probably had a little bit of an easier time capping.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the bridge, actually, if you can hold the bridge, it gives you a really good direct access. Overall, it's also nice and open. It gives you a bit more access to the rest of your team. So I think that's a nice thing with having the big bridge. Where the underground areas are nice and great if you want to get out. The bridge is nice if you want to kind of move in and move back out, really. I think maybe more teamy use of the bridge. Let's see what teams are up to. Again, we're seeing balanced teams as always in this server. For some reason, all the players like playing, you know, properly, which is a nice sight to behold. But again, that sentry's back from Scarboxio. He's really not letting that go down. I think that's actually holding up red team quite nicely. But I think, you know, we're seeing all the players are now beginning to use all the strats. You know, get into the intel by air, by underground, by the bridge, everything. And we're now seeing, you know, teams having to really dynamically try and fight their way back. Yeah,
a lot of this now is actually sort of coming down to a fight for the main bridge purely to support other players. And yeah, red are in a bit of a tricky situation now. Blue looks like they may be able to run back and get another cap up on them. Although BK201 really not happy with letting that one slip by. But I think it's happened all the same, and there we go, second cap there for blue.
Okay, looks like, you know, blue is in the driving, so they've got one more cap to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean out of the woods yet. To be fair though, I think the thing with the map right now is both teams have now figured out where everything is as such. So it's going to be very hard to do some aggressive engineering, which I do like in this game. If you can actually get an aggressive engineer onto the enemy sniper balcony from about there, that would be a lovely place to go from, because nice, good area to be concealed by, and you get to the enemy intel room. It's a good place if you can get in there, but actually a pig hard for an order engineer to do.
One thing I would like to see is I haven't seen so far. I don't know whether or not it does work. I know that players can get up there, but the roofs above the balconies, if you can build up there, that would be pretty damn impenetrable, to be honest. It's very difficult for the sort of team whose spawn it belongs to actually find any decent vantage point, especially if you've got a sentry up there. It's be pretty amazing. So if we saw that happen, I'd be very impressed. I think with some rescue ranger work, wouldn't be too difficult to do either.
Once more, Chuck Stake sporting our favourite headwear. Although I think actually a bit of a glitchy at the moment, because the apparently gravity is upwards today. and he is brutally murdered, as is tradition. Have a look around though. I mean, yeah, I think both teams are really now, you know, getting a bit optimizing this map quite nicely. I'm trying to think any alternate strategy you can do in this game. I mean, perhaps one thing you might want to do actually is get like a nice level 3 sentry on the opposite part of the enemy bridge. If you overlook the enemy sniper balcony, the underground passage, and their main exit, that's a nice place to have a sentry. It covers all the bases.
I'd say so far the one route that I haven't really seen get used, and I mean, you know, in fairness, for probably a good reason, just because it's somewhat redundant, is the area where you come in from the balcony, and most people have just been going from balcony straight over to the left, go to the intel room. But you have obviously also got the routes that take you to the spawn area, and as well as that you have a small area which you can run out into the sort of, I guess, intelligence courtyard almost, and then go around from the other side to the intelligence, and no one's really used those routes as far as I can see, and they might be worth taking advantage of just because, you know, no one's done it so far, and I don't think many people are aware of them, so perhaps they might be a little bit less difficult to traverse, you know, regardless of how short they are.
Okay, now making a move. Oh, unlucky. Their base squirrel just gets the drop. But then, you know, I saw that waiting to build up the you know, the bonk energy, grab the room, move in, and just get out. I mean, that would have worked quite nicely. But base squirrel is on the job. Unlucky their wing bella. Oh, just had the bad ground there. Just couldn't really fire properly. That was unfortunate. Having to say that both teams are really, you know, it's an interesting game because the teams aren't really hammering away at each other. There's no real pressure. And that's the thing with CTF games I do find. The pressure's not the same as like an attack defense, but with time you don't really see the you know, pressing so much until, you know, you see Intel, the last Intel move out of room, and then suddenly the entire team goes to defend it. That's when you really see some action.
Yeah, the main sort of like the best sort of bit to when you actually see you know, teams equalise on the final point, or at this moment, you know, normally I would, you know, expect Blue to be a little bit more aggressive, but I think they are playing more conservatively purely because they don't want that equalisation to happen, and then, you know, all of their hard work so far pretty much be for naught.
I'm loving Oak. He knows that sentry's there. It's like, okay, where is it? I'm gonna fire down, take out that mini. That's a lovely place, mini. Actually, that's the definition of how you should use minis. Stick it in a corner, somewhere out of the way. And that way, when you know you have right into range, you have to turn around and shoot it. It's a lovely strat. People from Blue, are they going to break in? They're shooing away the red team. Thing is, we haven't seen actually the good old-fashioned just move in as a big team and just take the area approach yet. A lot of flankiness today, not a bad thing. You know, perhaps a good old big-fashioned big attack is what's needed right now.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised as well, considering, especially at least, well, in fact, both teams have, for a lot of the game, been sporting some very, very good heavy players. I mean, at the moment, you know, we have got Chuck Stake on red. Conviboon, I know, was earlier on for Blue playing heavy, and we haven't seen, or at least I personally haven't seen for quite a while, a decent heavy Uber with a good push forwards. I think, especially for Blue, that could work really nicely, just because if they can take dominance of red for, you know, just, you know, 30 seconds, something like that, they can kind of pretty much get that cap in the bag and win the game.
Oh, lovely steps there from BK201. Trying to get Intel out there. You know, Blue's in a little bit of a crisis right now. Best thing I do love. When you get out of that room, the magic really happens. But yeah, there's nobody really charging up here at the moment. I mean, blue team's quite nicely defending that. But yeah, that would have been a nice little equaliser there for red team.
That was a really nice run there from Epic Killer. I mean, you know, obviously wasn't as concerned about picking up the intel as he was with throwing the rest of blue off. I mean, he had good 3 or 4 guys there on the run, managing to nip around every which way, and it wasn't until he got blown up by a rocket that he actually managed to get stopped. But that was a really, really nice little distraction run, just going through all the little corridors that are available.
I think one thing with this map is actually, you know, if you want to take out that sentry in the room, you really want to try to go upstairs into the enemy intel area, enemy spawn room door. You know, it's suicidal because you're literally going right into their face, to their spawn room door. Go around the side and approach the heavy from the upstairs area. That will throw off a lot of engineers. They don't expect the heavy to come from that angle. And then part of the retreat is then effectively cut off from spawn. Oh, unlucky Zongi Villa there. Not the best idea is running into a heavy. Leave that to Tom. He just stab them. 2 of them even. Have to say, Tom's been doing, you know, marvellous work today. You know, generally stabbing up all the fat men. Oh wow, Kyoto! Wow, oh jeez. Just happened to find you and shoot you in the face. That was unlucky. Oh, some movement on the thing there. I think there was a little bit of scoutishness. I don't know what Placebo's doing. Really trying to take the intel as medic. So, you know, red team is getting a little bit besieged at the moment. Still, this is quite a slow little game. Both teams are really defending up quite hard right now. But good game though.
I gotta say, I really like BK201's playstyle. He's very, very sort of like team oriented. He will sort of push forward and attack with a group before trying to go off and do his own thing. You know, he's well aware that at a distance, you know, he may as well make use of his gun, and he's been doing some really good work actually, just with sort of managing to sneak around people and stuff like that. And I'm quite impressed with his spy work. He hasn't you know, necessarily got as many stabs as some of the other spies, but I really like his sort of fundamental playstyle.
Zongi Villa also take up the spy angle as well. We're seeing a lot of spies at the moment. And to be fair, it's not entirely a bad thing. Getting past the sentries might be an idea. And actually, they're taking out the other fat men as well. It's, you know, the heavies are actually really liking and disliking this at the same time. They have to compete less heavies, but they will compete more spies. Thing is, though, this is getting a little bit too far in respect that, you know, teams are finding it very hard to get the intel. But to be fair, this is justifiably so. The teams are playing very well today. You know, it's not like a cheap map or it's a, you know, a broken map. It's very well. It's a very good map in my opinion. It's just that both teams are playing very well today.
Yeah, I think from the spy angle, this might be an ideal map to start whipping out the red tape recorder. I mean, we barely ever see it getting played, and I think on this one it would probably do a lot of good just because of the fact that, you know, especially if you can sort of use that in the same capacity as a scout would use bonk, not to try and destroy anything, but purely to distract an engineer and make his sentry a little bit more vulnerable. You know, play it from a pure support side of things rather than a sort of aggressive spy. That would work really nicely, just because, like I said, the intel rooms themselves aren't that big. If you can get in and out, then you're pretty much guaranteed a cap.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. If you get like a spy in there, start stepping up a sentry, annoy the engineer, and then get somebody else to just basically steal the intel, that'll work. Also, a double scout team will do that. Bonk up one guy, stay in front of the sentry, or get around the engineer, and the other scout takes the intel. It can be done. It does require excessive teamwork though. You know, you're going to have to really, really depend on the other person. See, a lot of people fall off the bridge at the moment. There goes the Uber. Yes, one sentry down, and blue team is on the move.
I'm very, very impressed there with Placebo's sort of Uber jump in there between Conviboon and Tasu. That was really, really nicely done. Or in fact, no, that may well have been Froggy. Yeah, that's the demo man.
But yeah, I mean, red team were all over there. Blue team moving in really quick, but red team just had response times. Now, from the looks of it, blue team is still trying to break in. I think they're realising they can put a bit more pressure on. They've not gone balls to the wall yet with the amount of damage they can deal. Oh wow, Sandman, they're just getting the Crockett he needs. That's the thing I always do for myself. They always get their Crockets when they really need them. Air's heavy to die. Yep, done. I was seeing Commando mode chuck steak in action. There's a pair of Commando heavies wombling through blue tunnels. What the hell is going on here? I need to watch this. What? Whoa, what is this? Scarvoxio, what have you been up to? Oh god, that's gonna be fun. Yes, this is causing plenty of havoc right now. Uh-oh. I think, does red team have advantage? Well, not so much. Blue team's thingy did get moved. It's looking very weird, although to be fair, I think the other side's also suffering as well. And yeah, blue team has managed to break into the base, and I think this will be the last cap, hopefully. This okay. The scout's like, oh, where do we go? Where do we go? What do we do? I've never seen so much strain on a scout. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get hit or have anything happen to him. Oh, nice jump off the bridge. I think this is done. Scarfox the engineer, last best hope of red team. Oh, and blue just get the cap on that. Okay, anyway, guys, thank you very much. That's all the time we have for today. I should say, coming back to Doublecross, I don't know why we left this map out for so long, because it's actually a really, really fun map, and you guys have taken so excellently to all the available flank routes and all the strategies. It's been a real treat watching you guys actually get in and out of enemy bases.
Yeah, I think this has been probably the best sort of like when you sort of look at players going through the game. I think this has probably been one of the best examples of real sort of like you can sort of see the thought process going through everybody's minds when they're playing the game, and I think it kind of shows how shrewd some of the players on this server are, just like how they analyze the game and stuff, especially the spies. Like I said, BK201, I was very impressed with his playstyle, and Kano with that final cap as well, just managing to duck and dive, but also the rest of red trying to defend that cap, managing to have guys pretty much every step of the way, all the way almost until blue's intel room with Scarvoxio, pretty much defending from the wrong side of the map, which was really, really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw the people running around. I know exactly what you mean. You can see people taking these routes, having ideas, using classes. I have to say, it was the most intelligent game we've seen from the community so far. Very inspiring ideas on how to win this particular game. Anyway, though, I think now time for us to, you know, consult and pick up the MVPs for today. Okay, we're back, and my MVP nomination for today is Scarvoxio for excellent engineering, both defensively and offensively. I think, you know, towards the end of the game, he had a nice little teleporter up and was trying to get a nice stream of guys into, you know, blue base. It didn't entirely work. It got repulsed, and ultimately they lost the game, unfortunately, with Blue's attack coming in straight away anyway. But, you know, really fun player, you know, defending nicely.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that one, especially like I sort of mentioned, that picking up the sentry moment and managing to stay out of the way of the heavy. Just, like I said, really well calculated playing throughout the entire game. But my personal pick, again for engineer work, has to be Tassu, just because that first round, the underneath sewer area, managing to keep a teleporter going with only a mini sentry to defend it and the occasional demo man supporting you, and having pretty much a constant stream of blue guys piling out of that one, that's, you know, that is pretty much the perfect way to do a aggressive engineer there. I, you know, couldn't have asked for a better job there, pretty much.
Yeah, I think I think again, Engie's won it today. I think they did an excellent job, and again, it's the thing we've been coming close and close to. Is that the big problem is so many people do so many things in this game, and it's so hard to pick out MVPs. So yeah, I mean, we could get more awards, we could do Player of the Month, but it's so hard to really, you know, pick these out. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. We had a wonderful time today, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace out.